Let's get more now on the oil markets, which are being closely watched following the removal and arrest of Venezuela's President Maduro. He was in court today in Lower Manhattan to face 4 criminal counts. That country's oil supply now a key question, with investors watching stocks in that space, and that includes Bryn Talkington of Requisite Capital. Joins us now, a CNBC contributor, of course. Good to see you. How are you assessing this news? How are you thinking about investing around it, if at all?
Yeah, well, when I was putting a note for the team this weekend, really it was clear that Chevron is the strategic tactical winner. They're boots on the ground. But to Dan's point about the disarray of the infrastructure, that's why Halliburton and Schlumberger are up each about 10%, because they would be the companies that would go in and rebuild that infrastructure. And then Valero, Marathon are up today equally around 10%, because as we know, Venezuela has heavy crude. That's would need the Valeros and the Marathons to go refine that. So I think that when it comes down to it, the market is priced in with these specific basket of companies that I just walked through, a very optimistic outcome. And I think we are very, very early days when you have a dictator that was there since 2013 that's completely just destroyed the GDP, the freedom, just all of those things of this country. And so I think it's early days. So I'd be more fading those names. I would be fading those names versus taking new positions in those specific names I mentioned.
Would you be adding to anything that's weaker? It's not a one-size-fits-all story, so to speak. It's not like everything in the complex is up. You throw up Diamondback, which you own, which I think Joe Terranova was talking about today on halftime, suggesting not good news for a name like FANG, and here it is down 3.5%. How are you thinking about those kinds of stocks?
I think if you play it out, I mean, it's not good news if they bring their let's say 1 billion of oil online to 1.5 or 2. But those are like that's in the future, may, if, when, then come. And I think companies like Diamondback, Viper Energy, which is a subsidiary of Diamondback, which I own, which does mineral rights and royalties. I think ultimately, if you had all this glut of Venezuelan oil, sure, that would be negative for energy prices in general. But I think we're still early days. Let's see what Russia does. I think China will be more benign on this. We have Cuba. So I'm going to be looking at like a Viper, Energy Transfer, some of the names I own that are down today to see if there's some follow through and maybe adding on that weakness, because I do feel that there's never typically a geopolitical event of this size that just ends and then the construction begins. Because let's be clear, the military, there are so many people under Maduro that want to keep their own fiefdoms. I think this probably gets messier before it gets cleaner.